Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Hugh Davis from e-sgol, and I'm very excited to start on today's secrets even of the winning streak session with Cardiff University's maths department, because I quite like maths myself. I'm really looking forward to finding out what the secrets are to win these games that we're going to be discussing today and over the next 4 weeks. Really excited. But before we get into that, just a few tips for the upcoming module. To begin with, you'll all have noticed by now, possibly beforehand, that your microphones are out of action. So we won't be using microphones, or well, me and our guests will be using their microphones, but the audience, you won't be able to use those. But you are able to use the chat function. So if we ask you any questions during the session, please send us your answers through the chat. Then there's also the camera. You are able to turn your cameras on if you wish to do so, but you don't have to do so. Okay, so that's completely up to you. The only thing we would say is that obviously we are monitoring and keeping a close eye on the chat and on everyone's cameras. So make sure that you're responsible with those two things, please. Because obviously we want to have a good time and not have to tell anyone, oh, I don't think you should be able to come back next week. I'm sure we can rely on our year 5 and 6 learners to be responsible during these sessions. So looking forward to continuing. We will be recording these sessions and placing them on YouTube. And if you're ever stuck throughout these sessions, remember to send us your questions on the chat function once again. I've already mentioned the microphone, so then I'll move on to say that we will close the session as well with a Kahoot quiz. So just be aware of that. You might need another device possibly in order to take part, or you can use the laptop that you're using currently for the meeting itself. So there we are, just a few quick pointers, technical pointers mainly, to kick off with, but we'll move on to the next slide so that I can introduce our very special guests. We have, as you might have seen by now, Dr. Thomas Woolley, who's a lecturer at Cardiff University in the mathematics department. We're very glad to welcome you, Dr. Woolley. Thank you very much for joining us today. But we also have one of Dr. Woolley's students, Eva Maher, who's a second-year student at the department and is helping guide us through these sessions over the next 4 weeks. So we're very glad to welcome you both. You'll be glad to know that there's a very strong contingent of learners from Cardiff and the Cardiff Authority. So I don't know, it might be something to do with the two of you.
It's wonderful to see so many young mathematicians. It's
absolutely. There's over 200, almost 250 of them joining us for this session, Dr. Woolley. So yeah, looking forward to get cracking, because you're going to tell us now, aren't you, how to win every game on the face of Earth. No, only joking, but a couple of them perhaps.
Hopefully, yeah.
So I'll hand over to you. Thanks, Eva.
Lovely. Well, thank you very much, Hugh. Diolch yn fawr. So, as Hugh mentioned, my name is Eva. I am a second-year undergraduate student here at Cardiff University. So, I've only now been here for a year and a half almost. And as mentioned, Thomas Woolley is also here, who is a reader at the university. He's one of the lecturers, and has been doing outreach with me now for the past year and a half since I've been here as well. And so, we are today going to be doing a presentation called The Secret of a Winning Streak. And as Hugh mentioned, hopefully we'll be able to give you all the answers to all, no, I'm kidding, not all the answers to all the games, but answers to some of the games that are very common, and hopefully you can play at home and with your friends, and maybe even beat some of your friends with them because you will know the secret. Okay, so we're going to start off strong with a very well-known game, I hope, called Rock, Paper, Scissors. But before starting, I would like to know, does anyone know the rules to this game? And if you do, can you pop them in the chat, please, what the rules are and how we can play?
So what are they? So yeah, we've got a lot of people saying yes and me, but can you actually tell us what the rules are? What beats what? There we go, thank you. Paper beats rock, I can see.
Lovely.
Rock beats scissors, well done. Paper beats rock, yeah, we've had any
There's
more?
One more? What does scissors beat?
Scissors beats paper. There we are. Paper. Then we're aware of the rules for rock, paper, scissors. That's a good start.
Lovely, exactly. So we have rock beats scissors, scissors beats paper, and paper beats rock. So what we're going to start with, we're going to start with everyone, every single one of you are going to be playing against me, okay? And I want all of you either to show what you have on your camera or at home, and we want you all to be thinking, if you've won, you can carry on playing. If you're showing the same thing I'm showing, you can also carry on playing. But if whatever I'm showing beats yours, you're out of the game, okay? That's what we're going to be doing. And so what I'm going to do on the next slide, I'm going to shout rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and on shoot, we want everyone to show either the scissors, the rock, or the paper. Okay.
Just before you do that, Eva, can I just say, sorry, someone's mentioned that they're having trouble hearing what's going on. If you're having trouble, if you click on the 3 dots that say more, then look for audio settings and look under speaker and volume. That maybe you should be able to fix it. If you don't worry, we're recording the session and we'll be able to share that with you following today, probably tomorrow morning, okay? But there we are. Sorry for interrupting, Eva. You carry on.
Very important things. I'd love for you all to be able to hear me. So hopefully that has fixed the problem, okay? So we're going to start. I'm going to change to the next slide and then we'll play rock, paper, scissors. So can everyone think of something they're going to play? Ready? I mean, you're all going to be trying to beat me. So we're going to go. I'm going to play rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I have a rock. I have a rock. If you have paper or a rock, can you please carry on playing? Hugh, I have beat you because you have scissors, so you are no longer in the game.
That's a shame. When we were in the Welsh medium version before this, and I won every time, and I'm out on the first go this time. Never
yes, mind. Exactly. And I wonder why. I wonder if you can tell us why. Okay, we're going to go back. We're going to do it again. Oh, sorry, time's a bit off. We're going to go again. And we're going to go rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I still have a rock. I still have a rock. See, so if you have scissors, you're out. If you have paper, Thomas, you're too clever. You're too clever. So paper or rock, you're going to carry on. We're going to go once more, okay? Go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I have scissors this time. Thomas, well done. You have won. Who? I beat you once more. Once more. Okay, so I wonder how many of you managed to beat me there. Okay. We're going to change the game a little this time. And instead, I'm going to be using these 3 pages. And what I'm going to ask is for you to choose a number between 1 and 3, either 1, 2, or 3, and pop it in the chat. Because what we're going to do is we're going to randomly choose one of these pages, and we are all going to try and beat Thomas. Thomas seems to be able to know how to play this game. And so if he does, we're going to really put that to the test and see if we can beat him. Okay? So everyone put a number in the chat. Thomas, please turn around. I'm going to shuffle these pages. I have no idea what's on any of them, but there is one of each.
Right then. What number are we going to choose, everyone? I can see the numbers flying in between 1, 2, and 3. I think the most popular number that I've seen so far is 2.
2, right in the middle. Okay. So I'm not going to tell you what it is because Thomas can still hear us. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. And this is what we're going to be playing, okay? So Hugh, can you please be a champion for us and play that against Thomas when the animation goes, okay? Thomas, we are ready for you. And we just go back. Ready? And we're going to have it just play and go. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, okay. We're on the same one. Okay. Well done. We're going to do it once more. Can you all pop a number into the chat, please? A number between 1 and 3. And then we'll choose paper randomly.
Now then. This time, Eva, I'd say that the most popular number is 3.
3. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to go this one. Okay. This is what we are playing. Hugh, are you happy? Everyone else happy?
Very happy. Thank you.
Great. Okay, Thomas, when you're ready. And we're going to play again. And we're going to go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ooh, and Thomas has been beat. Well done, Hugh. Well done, us. So what I want to know, can anyone tell me what was different when we were playing with the cards compared to when we were playing ourselves? Any ideas, pop them in the chat, okay? So here we were choosing a random number between 1 and 3 and choosing one of the papers, not knowing what they were. But Thomas was thinking about what he was choosing. So what was different? What was different with the paper compared to you guys choosing?
Someone has said nothing. Another person
Nothing.
has said mystery. Another one has said
Interesting.
no one could cheat. It was a team choice.
Very true. No one could cheat is a good point.
What
Okay.
else, I wonder?
There is a key word I said earlier, which is random. Okay. And randomness is the best strategy to playing rock, paper, scissors. And the reason why is each choice, the rock, paper, and scissors all have equal probability of being chosen. So when you're thinking of them, you have equal probability of choosing one of them. However, when we as people are playing rock, paper, scissors, we're trying to think of all these different strategies and tactics to beat each other, yes? We're trying to think, what is the best way to beat my friend? Someone's really strong and they're always going to choose rock. And if someone always chooses rock, you figure out eventually that you can choose paper every time to beat them. So the best strategy in rock, paper, scissors is to actually play entirely randomly. And that is why when Hugh played randomly for the second time, we beat Thomas. Thomas was using his head, but we were using randomness. We had no reasoning behind choosing scissors for the second one at all, aside from a random number. I have another question for you guys, and I want you to use the chat, please. What is the probability of winning rock, paper, scissors? Have a
That's
think.
a good question. Now then, they're flying in. So far, we've had a lot of 1/3, 1 in 3, 33.33 reoccurring percent.
Oh,
So
wow.
a lot of ways of stating the same kind of probability. Someone has said 50%. Someone has said 66.
66.
In the same so 2/3.
Lovely.
A couple more 50-50s, but the popular answer seems to be 1/3.
Interesting. Unfortunately, you are all wrong. Not all, but whoever said 1/3 is actually incorrect. And let me explain why. You are all correct in saying we have 1/3 in probability to choose any one of these, yes? There is a 1 in 3 chance to choose either rock, paper, or scissors. However, when we play the game, we only have 2 choices. You have one person playing against another. And so you have 1 in 2 to be able to win and beat the other person. What we're saying is, if I were to play a rock and Thomas were to play a paper, I'm either going to win or lose in this game. There's no in the middle. There's either winning or losing. And so
those who said 1/3, you are quite right, but you were assuming that we would include draws. When you're playing a game, no one cares. No one wants a draw. You just play another round. So we were just saying, if you want to win or you lose, 2 options. And as Eva said, you either win or lose, 50-50.
Exactly. Now keep that in mind. Some questions will be coming up in the Kahoot at the end of the game, so we shall be seeing who has been paying attention in this presentation today. Okay.
Can I just clarify from my end then? So if you do include draws, then it is 1/3. But if you're just playing until there's a winner, then it's 50% half.
Exactly.
Because there were a lot of 50% and halves going on. There's a lot of 50%.
It's a subtle difference. It is subtle, but there's a different. It's 2 questions with 2 different answers, but they sound like the same question.
But
this is one of those things about maths. You have to be very clear on the question you ask.
Yeah.
So as you said, if you count draws, 1/3 chance of winning. If you discount the draw and just keep playing until you either win or you lose, 50-50.
Exactly.
That's right.
Okay, we're going to move on. And we're going to move on to one of my favourite games to be able to play in these sessions, which is the toxic chocolate game. And my first question is, who likes chocolate? I love chocolate, very much so. However, what I don't like is I don't like toxic chocolate, because toxic chocolate is terrible. And the chocolate we really don't want is this last one that says danger on it, okay? When we play these sessions in person, we have chocolate that is from 2019, and that is very, very toxic. No one wants that, okay? So the aim of this game is to not be left with the toxic chocolate bar. I'm going to explain the rules really quickly. We're going to be playing one person against the other, and you can take between 1 and 3 chocolate bars, okay? And your aim is to not be left with the toxic chocolate bar at the end. So I'm going to ask Thomas if we can play around together for now. And I'm going to go first. And I think I'm going to take 1 chocolate bar.
Last time you gave me the option, you didn't give me the option this time.
I did. I'm choosing not to today.
Okay, well, I've just had lunch, so I'll only take 1.
Okay. I'm kind of peckish, so I'm actually going to take 3 today, I think.
That does sound good. I'm gonna have 3 as well.
Okay. I'm a bit full after that 3, so I'm only going to take 1 now.
Oh no, it's not looking good for me. Well, if I'm gonna have the poison bar, I'm gonna have a full stomach at least. I'll take 3.
Right. And you're exactly right, Thomas. I don't really want the poison, so I'm going to take 1 and leave you with the toxic chocolate bar. Okay. So that is the rules. You can only take between 1 and 3 pieces of chocolate, and you can choose if you want to go first or second. So Hugh, I'm now going to ask you if you can play on behalf of everyone now. So the first question to everyone to put in the chat, please, is do you want to play first or second?
We're getting... Are there more 1s than 2s? I've seen more firsts than seconds, so we'll go first, please, Eva.
Okay. Lovely. And the second question is, how many chocolate bars do you want Hugh to take? Do you want him to take 1, 2, or 3? Pop it in the chat.
Yeah, let me know quickly so we can choose which one. Are we going to take 1, 2, or 3? How many chocolate bars should I take? I think I've seen 2 appear more than anything else, so we'll take 2, please.
Lovely. Okay. I think I'm only going to take 1.
Okay. How many should we take this time, I wonder? Help me out, please, audience. I think I've seen a lot more 1s than anything else, so we'll go for 1. Everyone's
1, okay. I think I'm going to take 2.
See a lot of 3s, so we'll go for 3.
Lovely. I think I'm going to match you there because I'm also quite hungry, so I'm going to take 3 as well.
I think this time I'll take 2.
Okay. And you know what? I'm also going to take 2, Hugh, and I'm going to leave you with the toxic chocolate bar.
I did something wrong there.
I have won again. Okay. I'm going to show the game slightly different this time. We've moved the chocolate bars around a little bit, and I really want you to pay attention to what's happening each time we play against each other this time, okay? So Hugh, would you like to play first or second?
I think we'll go second.
Second. Okay. I am not very hungry, so I'm going to only take 1 chocolate bar.
Okay. How many should we take then? I wonder if the audience can help me. Ooh, I think I can see a lot of 2, so I'll take 2.
That's a good idea, actually. So I'm going to say I'm going to match your 2 there.
Righto. How many are we going to take, I wonder? My chat slowed down a little bit, so I'll have to just close it and open it to see what they suggest. But on this occasion, I'm going to take 1, Eva.
Going to take 1, okay. You know what? I don't think I'm very full yet, so I'm actually going to take all 3 and clear that entire row.
Why was clearing the column important, I wonder? Okay, anyway, I'm going to take 2 this time, please.
2. And you know what, Hugh? You've already lost. I'm going to take another 2 and let you lose again. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're going to play once more, guys. And I really want you to think, what is happening when we get to this last row? What is happening? Okay, if you have any ideas, please pop them in the chat, okay? We're going to go once more. Who would you like to go first or second?
What did I do last time? I can't remember. I'm trying to not make the same mistakes.
You went second last time.
Right, okay. So can I go first this time then? See if that helps.
Of course.
Okay. Right then. Okay. Help me now then, everyone. How many should we take? I'm seeing a lot of 3, so I'm going to take 3, please, Eva.
And take a 3, okay. I'm going to take 2, I think.
Right then, okay. I'm going to try and spot your tactic here. What did you just do there? Okay, right. This time I'm going to take... I'm seeing a lot of 3, so I'm going to take 3, please.
Take 3 again. Well, you know what? I'm still not very hungry, so I'm only going to take 1 this time.
Righto.
What's happened here, guys, now?
There's just the 1 column left. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of 1s this time, so I'm just going to take 1.
If you take 1, Hugh, I can take 3 and let you lose again.
How do you keep doing this?
If you take 2, I can also take 2. But if you take 3, I can also take 1 and always leave you with that toxic chocolate bar. What do you think this means? Does anyone have any ideas to why this is happening?
We wonder. Has anyone spotted what Eva's trick or secret is for this game?
Okay, maybe
Not so far.
If I come back to this column and I'm going first and Hugh is playing second, you need to think, I need to now make the next move and I'm taking some chocolate bars. I'm going to take 3.
Mm-hmm.
If Hugh takes 1 and clears this entire row, I've now lost, because no matter how many chocolate bars I'm going to take between 1 and 3, Hugh can take whatever's left over and leave me with the toxic chocolate, yes? This means that entire row is basically toxic as well. So what if I go back another row? We're here now, and I've got a few extra ones, so these 3 get taken. I'm going to take 1 chocolate bar, but how many here would you be taking now, do you think?
I think it's to do with clearing the column, as you said. So I'm going to take 3 this time.
You're going to take 3. And again, see, I've already lost 1 small because now I can take however many and who can match it. So let's go right back to the start of the game. Bearing in mind, those first 2 columns are completely toxic. No matter where I am, I've already lost if he would have cleared the row before me, yes? So now, ignoring the first chocolate bar for a second, if I take 2 chocolate bars, Hugh can take 2 and clear the row.
Mm-hmm.
If I take 3, Hugh can take 1 and clear the row. If I take 1, Hugh can take 3 and clear the row. So no matter how many I take, at this point, this entire row is also toxic. And so there is 1 chocolate bar that makes a difference, which is this first one. If you play first and take this chocolate bar, you are instantly in control of the game, because no matter how many chocolate bars your opponent takes, you can match them in their column to clear it, and you're back in control once more. So knowing this, we're going to play once more, and I'm going to give you the option. Would you like to go first or second? And how many chocolate bars would you like to take?
I'm going to go first and take 1, please, Eva.
Okay. Good choice. I'm going to take 2, I think.
Now then, help me, team. How many are we going to take? Having heard Eva's top tips there, and I am starting to see a lot of 2, so I think the penny has dropped, Eva. I will take 2 chocolate bars, please.
Okay, you're catching on, guys. I'm going to take 3 this time, though. I'm quite hungry.
What are we saying this time? Yep, 1, please, Eva.
1. Well done, guys. You're getting there, I'm only going to take 1 as well now, actually, I think.
So that means that I should take 3.
Great. See, and now you guys have won and have left me with the toxic chocolate bar. Okay, this is a hard game, but I'm hoping that you guys have noticed now the important part is this first chocolate bar to be in control of the game. We're going to move on. I'm going to get rid of all these chocolate bars really quickly, and we're going to move on to one of my favorite games, which is the pie game. The aim of the pie game is to fill your pie with 15 pieces as quickly as possible and beat your opponent, but with the pieces. Maybe that makes sense. For example, if that doesn't make sense, let me explain. If I were to take the number 9, the number 2, and the number 4, all of these add to make 15 pieces. And so that it fills my pie. But you need to remember, we're playing against other people, and so it gets a little bit more complicated. So now I'm hopefully going to be able to turn on my camera here and flip the camera and get this to work a little bit better. Can everyone see? Give me 1 second. Shops stops sharing. And can we spotlight my camera? This here.
Here it comes.
We'll see.
I'll just help you now. Hold on, Eva. Right.
Say it's not spotlighted yet, I don't think.
There we are. Spotlighted now.
Lovely. Okay. Perfect. Can everyone see my hands and all the shapes that we have?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Lovely. Okay. So we have 2 circles. We have an orange and a red. And I'm going to ask Thomas for now to play against me and see who can fill their circle quicker. Okay.
So the key thing is that it's 15 pieces, but we have to do it in exactly 3 segments. So 9 and 6 doesn't count.
Exactly.
So I'm going to go, something small. Let's go for a 2.
I'm going to go for a 2. Well, you know what? I'm going to pick something a little bit bigger, so I'm going to go for a 5, I think.
I think I'll go for a 6 then.
We go for a 6. I believe that's at the 6th to end. There we go. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to take, I'm going to go for 3, I think.
Well, I think there's only one thing I can take then, and that's the 7.
And Thomas has won the game because he's filled his pie first. Well done,
We both
Thomas.
needed that
good.
7.
We did both need that 7. And so, we're going to play again. And this time, I'm going to ask who to keep an eye on the chat. And I would love people to give an idea on which numbers you would like to fill the pie.
Do you know what, Eva? My chat is so inundated that it's come to a grinding halt. So I don't know, Thomas, if you can keep an eye on it. Are you able to share the more popular
because
ideas?
the chat is currently corrupted on mine.
I can see it on mine. It's okay. I've got
there
it.
We are.
So, I see and 7. I've seen a 7. So, I'm going to take a 7 for you guys. And you know what? I think I'm going to take... I'm going to take a 6. And now, what are the numbers? I'm seeing lots of 9s. I'm seeing lots of 9s, actually. And then I'm seeing 1. I don't see a lot of 9s. I'm going to give you a 9. And think, oh, see? 9's too big, so that doesn't quite fit, does it?
You can still have the 9. You can keep the 9. So, do you want to put it over to their side of the... That's theirs for now. They can rearrange the shapes however they like. It just means that you can't take the 9.
I can't take the 9. Shall I pop it like that? You can see the 9. Okay. Well, you know what? I kind of think I'm going to take the 8 and see what that gives me. Oh, I'm quite close now. So what else do we have? I'm seeing lots of 3s. I've seen 8. I've just taken the 8, unfortunately, guys. I'm seeing a 3 once more. So I'm going to pop over and give you a 3. Okay, so now we have the 3 on top of the 9. But you know what? I'm almost finished, and I only need this one little part at the end. And now I have 1. Okay, let's try it once more. There we go. I'm gonna let you guys go first once again. So, give me, who wants to choose a number? I see 5. I can see lots of 5s going 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So, but you're gonna get a 5 there, and I think I'm gonna take a 4. Oh, I just lost a piece. 1 second. And now we have 5 again. 5's been taken, guys. 5's also been taken. 9. I'm seeing a 9. Okay, 5 and a 9. Lovely. So we've got a 5 and a 9. Oh, you've almost filled the pie there. Quite close. I think I'm going to take a 3. Okay. What do you need now? What is the leftover piece that you need to finish your pie? I'm seeing, I think I saw it. So 1. I'm seeing 1. Hey, well done. You have filled the pie and you have won. Okay, I'm going to pause this for a second. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen to show you a game which is going to really help us to win this all the time, okay? Can everyone now see
we can
my
indeed.
screen once more? Lovely, okay. Give me 1 second. Great. We're going to move to see, look at this slide. So hopefully some of you guys would recognize what this looks like. And it looks really similar to a game that I'm hoping you've all played called Noughts and Crosses. So noughts and crosses is a game when you have the X's and the O's and you need to try and beat each other in where you're going to play, okay? And now, what I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a hint using this for the next time you play this at home. And that hint is, we have all of these columns. Oh, if I can use my cursor, there we go. We have all of these columns going up and down, and rows, and diagonal, going this way and this way. And they all add to make 15, which is what we needed to fill in the pie. Okay, so knowing this, knowing you can do any combination that is in this noughts and crosses, when at home or at school, try and play this game once more, but using this as a little tactic to help you try and win. Okay, and that's where I'm going to leave it for now. And I believe we're going to move on to final marks and then a Kahoot, hopefully.
That's right, yeah. So we'll see if those secrets of how to become ultimate winners, for want of a better term, have stuck, and if you can make use of them now as part of the quiz. But just before we move on, if you're unable to join today's Kahoot quiz, don't worry. You'll be able to try it again in your own time following today's session, because you'll find this PDF in our files in the team, where it challenges you to have another go at the quizzes, as I mentioned, but there's also other challenges in there where you can try out maybe the different tips that you've picked up today with a family member, for instance, and maybe don't tell them the secret behind the game so that you're able to win it, okay?
So we're going to finish here today. I hope to see you all in the next session next week, if you can, and have a go at those games at home with your friends and with your family members, okay? Thank you ever so much for coming. Diolch yn fawr, and we shall see you all very soon.
Thank you all. Have a good week.
Diolch. Thank you.